Only 2 games remain this Whamo World Cup regular season, and tonight's game is a sibling rivalry. We got Captain Tyler Armstrong leading DL Hughley against Captain Jordan Armstrong leading Team Jumanji. And there's a lot at stake for these two teams. DL Hughley trying not to go 0-4, trying to get 1 win under their belt to show the world that they're not the worst team in the Whamo World Cup. And on the other end, you got Team Jumanji fighting for that victory that puts them in a wild card situation and a chance that could lead them into the World Cup Final Four. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be a treat. Hey, it's your little buddy Kevin Foods, and alongside me is the very entertaining and my personal good buddy, Hidalgo. Hidalgo, we got a lot going on today. It should be a great game.
It's a great game, and it's Kevin James night.
It is Kevin James night!
Where we celebrate our favorite Kevin James moment, everybody's favorite actor.
Everybody's favorite actor.
Every single person in the world, that's their favorite actor.
It's my favorite actor.
And it's my favorite actor.
And then it's everybody's favorite actor. And he is a great actor who may not have the accolades to show for it, but it's kind of like you mentioned. Eric Swiatkowski should have had a lot more defensive plays on his stat sheet, but didn't. But that doesn't go without saying that he had a great defensive performance last week, and what a game we saw yesterday.
Yeah, but put the attention back onto Kevin James. You're just trying to move right through Kevin James. Kevin James is also underappreciated. Grown-Ups. Grown-Ups 2. King of Queens. That stand-up special. Grown-Ups.
Zookeeper.
Zookeeper.
Mall Cop. Mall Cop.
They're all hilarious. I'm sure a couple of them won an Oscar.
I'm sure. Actually, I'm positive none of them did. But there's that movie he had.
There's a bias. The black bias in the Oscars. It somehow affects Kevin James, too.
And I'm sure it does. But right now, we have a little clip to show you. Some of our favorite clips from Kevin James's career. Enjoy.
Mommy, I want some milk.
Come here. We'll give you a little something.
Your son is so cute. How old is he?
48 months. That's 4. Yeah.
Class is in session.
Oh, baby! Too high! This was a mistake!
Let go! I can't let go! I'm too scared!
June 25th.
Dad, are you making a sissy? You know they put a chemical in the pool that turns urine blue.
No. It's an old wives' tale, sweetie.
Oh my God!
Getting a second chance.
I hope my being here doesn't make you uncomfortable.
I'm not uncomfortable. So comfortable.
Oh my God!
No, it's fine. I got it. Oh, God, it's barbed. Okay, so hey, how you doing? How long have you been able to talk?
Let's see, today's Tuesday, so, always.
How weak.
Oh, sweet nanny, that is painful. Oh!
You okay?
I heard you're pretty good on one of those things.
Been known to dabble.
Oh! Monkey hopping it. Oh! Missed it! Still got it.
Hello? Uh-huh. Oh, hold on a second, I'll get him. Arthur! Phone!
Who is it?
It's Louis D. Robertus from some law firm.
Tell him to drop that.
Okay, I'm not gonna tell him to drop dead.
And tell him to go to hell.
Not telling him that either.
And you go to hell.
You go to hell!
Drop dead.
And wow, that brings me back to the good old days. Sitting down, watching King of Queens with Mom, having a beer. Good times. And Kevin James is really an inspiration to me.
Really an inspiration to me as well. The way he was talking to that monkey in Zookeeper, ladies and gentlemen, that is just classic American comedy.
That is cinema at its finest. And for a big guy, he's pretty nimble on his feet. He can really get that physical comedy going every now and then. Very underrated part of his repertoire.
Oh, big time. For a big man, he is extremely quick on his feet, probably saying he was an athlete in high school, but as an adult, just got pretty fat. And speaking of getting pretty fat as an adult, Jordan Armstrong. What does he have to do tonight to punch his team into the wild card position?
Yeah, Jordan really has gotten pretty fat as an adult. He's got questionable eating habits, and he's got to fix that. But in order to get his team over the hump, he's got to be a leader. He's got to lead with prowess. He's got to lead with power. He's got to be the lead dog. He's got to be barking at the bit. I want to lead. I want to lead. Let me at him. He's got to want it, and they got to hold him back. That's how much he's got to want it. He needs his team to hold him back, and then he's got to push them and make them hold themselves back, and then he's got to hold them back because he's the leader.
And let's just say tonight is the time to do it, because if they lose, they're going home tonight, ladies and gentlemen. And on the other end, you got Tyler Armstrong, little Jack Lark, rookie in net. He hasn't been doing a great job. He hasn't been doing a terrible job. But why isn't Tyler Armstrong playing goalie?
I wouldn't be surprised if he goes in net right now. This is a very, very important game. Tyler needs to be in net. I feel like he thinks he could get more going if he's playing defense. He's a great defender. Make no bones about it. He's a very, very good defender, but he's one of the best goalies. He needs to be in net, and he's got to lead his team too. Both these guys got to prove that they can lead a team to the finals.
Well, it looks like the refs are huddling the teams together. It's almost coin flip time.
Aren't you going to ask me about my outfit today, Kevin?
All right. That's fine. Hidalgo, what are you wearing today, buddy?
Well, I was cramming my pecker through the glory hole at Carl's Jr. when I noticed written on the wall some Sanskrit text. And being as well-traveled as I am, I can read most text of foreign lands. And I chanted it. It was a magic ritual. I chanted it 3 times, and a portal appeared in the toilet. And I jumped through it, and on the other side, all I saw was this jacket. And I took it, and that's the jacket I'm wearing today. How much do you think something like this would cost?
I don't know, man. I have no idea.
50,000 shekels. You know what shekels are?
I don't know what a shekel is.
It's an old Jewish currency. Good luck prying 50,000 shekels from a Jew. Well, let's go head down to the game. I think they're about to flip the coin. This promises to be a great game.
And look at the sun shining today. The sun is shining. The birds are singing. Hard to believe it is 8 o'clock p.m.
Yeah, that's the beauty of these summer nights in Michigan. Very, very pretty scenery and very, very lush growth in the background.
And an opportunity for older brother Jordan Armstrong to make his little brother 0-4 in the Whamo World Cup after having a very iconic 2010 season. This is just a disappointing story for Tyler.
Yeah, right now Tyler's just playing for personal pride, and I wouldn't be surprised if he wants to knock his brother out of the playoffs, just so he has bragging rights over him.
And he does. And while we get ready to set up, let's take a look at Team Jumanji.
Kyle Archibald, Paul Mitchell, studio pair.
Tim McCarthy, University of Alabama. Roll Tide.
Jordan Armstrong, Grand Valley State University.
Speaking of Jumanji, how funny would Jumanji have been if Kevin James was the lead?
Well, let me tell you, I am hoping a reboot happens because Robin Williams was kind of boring. But let's talk about Jordan Armstrong here. He's averaging 3 goals, which is above average, but he was averaging 5 in 2010. What is happening to his shot?
Well, he's got a lot more responsibility this year, doesn't have a great supporting cast around him, and he's learning it's tough to lead a team in the Whamo World Cup.
Oh, big time. And also, you saw 7.7 turnovers a game. Team Jumanji has the most turnovers in the league. It's going to be hard to prevent that. But let's take a look at DL Hughley.
James Quadrer, Michigan State University. Jack Lark, Rock and Roll High School.
Tyler Armstrong, Macomb Community College.
Tyler Armstrong, only 1 save in 2013, and he was the league leader in 2010. And as you can see, he has just not been playing goalie. An interesting call. It's his first time being a captain, so he can do what he wants, but why not put yourself in net? If you're the top goalie in the league, I will not ever know.
I think he should be in net right now. He needs to be in net if his team wants to win this game. Maybe he's just given up at this point, and he's just going to let it play. Jack hasn't been a bad goalie, though.
No, not at all. And if you look at Jimmy Quadrer, he's having a very, very quiet year, but I think he could be an MVP candidate. He's one of the top guys in scoring. He's one of the top guys in defensive plays. He turns the ball over a lot.
One of the top guys in turnovers,
yeah,
I was going to say.
And that's the only thing hurting him. If he can get his turnovers down, he's a top 5 player this year.
Oh, he's a very good player, very underrated. Doesn't get the love that he probably deserves.
Kyle Archibald trying to hype his team up doesn't seem to work too much. Look more embarrassed than hype.
No, most people hate him, actually. I know personally. I'm friends with a lot of the people down there. He's just a real douchebag.
But man, can he shoot? He's a top 10 scorer this season, and he's looking to get a lot of goals tonight to put his team in the wild card.
Got too much shit on that.
He is definitely an up-and-comer. He's a very good player.
Former Rookie of the Year, too, and this might be his breakout year. I could see him being an offensive superstar, maybe even this year if they can get the win tonight.
Yeah, I wish Jordan could just use him a little better because he definitely can shoot. And he can't catch that well, as you see right there.
He leads the league in turnovers. If he can get his turnovers down, too, he might be a top 10 talent, just like we said about Jimmy. Jimmy Quadrer in the ball in the corner, gets the ball up to Tyler. Likes to run the point a little bit, but hasn't been too much now that he's not playing goalie. Gets it to Jack Lark, who gets in the point position, something he's getting used to. Jimmy with a beautiful catch, gives it back right back to Jack. Jack with the shot, and it's just over the net. Tipped by Tim, and Tim had a good game, finally getting a bunch of saves last game, but it was against the worst offense in Whamo.
Yeah, anybody could get saves when Nick Carducci's shooting on you. I wouldn't be surprised if he does it again this game, though. This isn't the best shooting team either that he's going up against, so maybe he can string together a couple good games and get that confidence up.
And Kyle Archibald throwing the ball low. Another turnover to add to his resume right now. Not looking good for Team Jumanji, and Hughley looks to capitalize on the bad play. Jack with the no-look pass is pretty fancy, but he is a high turnover guy as well. Picked off by Kyle Archibald, and he throws the ball in the net. The leading scorer on Team Jumanji, how appropriate, gets the first goal on the team.
And that's a good defensive play by Kyle. Those two words aren't used together very often, but that was a nice hustle play, and he finishes it on the other end.
Nice offensive play. I believe Kyle is top 10 in defensive plays this season, something he has been working on. And man, I tell you, he's a top 10 scorer, top 10 defensive play guy. Get the turnovers down. I could see this kid being an MVP nominee in a couple of years. Jimmy Quaterer! Hello, Mr. McCarthy!
Sleeping Bear, is that a save?
Stuffs him like a punchki. Beautiful, beautiful. Jimmy Quaterer, so powerful. Beautiful. He's got a fast shot. He's very strong. He's physical. Jimmy Quaterer is an underrated power player in the game. Tim McCarthy looking to get something going. Little Bears Kyle with a nice shot, bouncing, easy save for Tyler. And Tyler's in net, just like you said. Wouldn't be surprised if he got back in net after this game because he wants to win, and Jack Clark throws the ball away.
Yeah, mental error right there from Jack. He's got to clean up his game.
Jordan Armstrong over to Kyle. Tim McCarthy run the point. He's got Jordan on the wing. He wants to shoot those. Not in momentum, and Jordan throws the ball away. Another turnover for Jumanji.
Yeah, Aaron throws, not putting up a lot of effort to catch the ball. They got to want to win this game. This game's important to them. I really don't see that it's important to them right now.
Pitchers in there, and Jack Clark with another turnover. Jordan takes a shot when they'll go in, and it's blocked by Jack Clark. Give him a defensive play. Beautiful Kyle with the nice rebound.
Hustle right there.
He wants to shoot. Saved by Tyler, and Tyler gets another save. He went from 1 save to 3 saves in 2 seconds of this World Cup.
And that was some nice hustle there from Kyle. Jimmy was in better position to get the ball, but Kyle wanted it more, and he fought and he got the ball. They didn't score, but that was a very good play. It doesn't go unnoticed.
No, it does not go unnoticed at all. Kyle Archibald with the ball, slowing things down. And that's one problem they had. Jordan always screaming, let's go fast, let's do fast-paced shooting, let's go. And they just run a slow offense. It's not confident in their passing.
Well, you can't teach a horse to speak Spanish, Kevin.
No, you can't. Jordan with a nice rebound on the save by Tyler. Kyle gets a second opportunity, throws it just a little wide. And while Tyler goes to get the ball...
In Zookeeper, they probably could teach a horse to speak Spanish. So, Kevin James, classic performance. We already touched on it, but it was good. Scoring leaders right now.
Yeah, speaking of classic performances, what about Jack Sauber this season? That's something that's going to go down in the history books.
He got all those goals in the first 2 games, too. 9 and 7. He's been pretty slow after that, actually. He only put up about 3 or 4 goals after those 2 games.
Oh, yes. This is not including the game he had a couple nights ago. But if he got 2, that's a 20-goal season. That is huge for an offensive player. Jimmy Quaterer walking the ball up, dishes it off to Jack Clark in the corner. Jack has Tyler wide open. He gives it to Jimmy instead. Jimmy with some nice defense by Kyle, getting physical up there. Tyler with a wide open shot, sends it way over the net.
Had no chance that one. Was going high the whole way. He's got to keep it low.
Little influence from Billy Koppelberger taking that deep half-court shot there.
As they work it out.
Tyler Armstrong going back in net.
Yeah, that's definitely a smart move. He needed to play goalie. The other players just weren't good enough to really win big games.
And it's really paying off. It's 1-1. A Team Jumanji that has 2 guys that can really shoot the ball, and only 1 goal from both of them. Jordan with a nice catch in the box, looking for the shot. Doesn't have it. Jimmy with great defense. Tim at the key. Wants to shoot. And Jack is all over him.
Yeah.
Throws it up, and Kyle kind of doesn't really do anything.
That's why you don't want players like him running at the top of the key. You don't want him running the offense. He's not going to make good decisions when the pressure's on him. If I were Jordan, I would take over the key duties on his own.
Tim McCarthy with a little impressive save, tipping the ball over the net. Chalk that one up for him. And Tim McCarthy not having a bad game either. We were curious if that game against the Dads where he was putting up some good saves was a fluke. Was it just because he was playing a terrible team? And today he's looking like maybe he's got his confidence in net.
Yeah, he's following that up with another good performance. He might be able to make an impact in the playoffs if he can just get his confidence up. Confidence goes a long way in the game of Whamo.
Beautiful passing from the team, and Kyle puts it wide open. That's the fast-paced offense Jordan wants to run, and it turns into a goal. Beautiful passing from Team Jumanji, something we haven't seen too much this tournament.
Yeah, Kyle's got a good shot, and it goes right through Tyler. Even Tyler couldn't save that one, and another costly turnover. He's getting fancy with the passes, and he could be making just smart passes, easier passes. Jimmy has suspect hands. You got to hand the ball to him. You can't be fancy.
Jordan with the pump. He sees he's over the line, takes a step back, and puts it in. Jordan Armstrong gets on the board, ladies and gentlemen, and good awareness. Saw he was over the line, took a nice jump back, saw Jimmy wasn't really breaking on him, and Jimmy, you gotta look more alive out there. Jordan Armstrong with pressure on Jimmy. Jimmy stiffs arms and gets it to Jack, who throws a beautiful top.
Nice
Jeez,
goal right
stop.
there for Jack, and he swaggers back to his own zone.
I'd be confident after that one, too. The rookie had a man on his back, a leaping shot, and puts it
That's what we need from Jimmy. Physical defense right there.
Beautiful pump by Kyle. Oh, he puts it in. Kyle Archibald pumps out Jack Clark to open up the shot. And Kyle, a shoot-first kind of player. A guy who can put the ball in the net when he's wide open, puts the ball in the net.
Yeah,
when
he's a
wide
volume
open.
shooter. Jordan needs to get him the ball in the open field more often.
And I know Kyle wants to shoot. Kyle loves shooting. Kyle loves scoring. And the reason why he's a top 10 scorer is because he knows how to shoot. Tim with a beautiful save. Sticking in front of that, hitting it with his chest. A beautiful block. And Team Jumanji has a chance to get this game a little out of reach for an average team.
Yeah, 5-2 game would start to be a little hard to overcome.
And Whamo is a very swing back and forth kind of game, but a 3-goal deficit is not something you want. Then
Nice
again,
hustle right there from Jack. I like the physical play, and I like the hustle, and he's following it up with more hustle.
and here comes the ball movement. Kyle throwing a sleeping bear a little deep, and Tyler picks it right back and taking the ball up, and Jack just gives it right back to him.
Oh my goodness, Tyler's got to be biting his lip right now. He's not the type of player that'll get in his teammates' ear either.
And Jordan feeding the ball to Kyle, wanting to shoot, gives it right back to Kyle. Jimmy sticking to Kyle beautifully. Tim doesn't like shooting, gives it to Jordan, and does
Over pursuit on the defense right there gave them a wide open shot. Jack was hustling to the ball, but he left Jordan wide open on the other side of the field. You can't do that.
No, because Jordan, although numbers are down from the 2010 season,
Nice play.
pick by Kyle. And he puts it right
Nice
in.
play
Second
by
interception goal for Kyle.
Kyle is very impressive right now. He's impressing me. He's looking really good this
Really
game.
good. Going back to Jordan, he may be down 2 goals a game, but he's still in the top tier of scoring, and that looks like a turnover. Ref saying he got arm, and that's going to be a turnover. He didn't touch the ball.
Yeah, but if you strafe the ball away, that still should be a fumble in my opinion. That's called differently by each ref, really, though. So you can't complain right there.
You can't complain, but they're giving it back to Jumanji, and they're going to chalk Jordan up for a defensive play for that one. Tim McCarthy looking for something to do, gives it back to the captain. The captain trying to spread out the offense a little bit. He's got Kyle wide open in the corner. Let the kid shoot. Let the kid shoot. And it's in! Kyle Archibald.
Tyler is not reading Kyle's shot well right now, and he's getting wide open shots. What's this defense doing right now?
And Jack Lark saying he was over the line. Open your eyes, ref. But the line judge saying he looked behind to me.
Yeah, both of them are bunched onto one side of the field. They got to spread out defensively.
And Tim McCarthy with a very easy save, and Kyle lets out a laugh. Nice shot, he says. Kyle Archibald's trying to get in Dale Hughley's head, and why not? You're up 4 goals. But keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, the Pirates gave up a 4-goal lead in week 1. Nice shot! Sorry, Jumanji gave them a 4-goal lead, and here's Kyle Archibald doing what he does best.
That is dirty, and that is mean. How are they going to respond to that? If I was Jimmy, I would get physical right now. Look at him, he's pissed off. That was an ugly play by Kyle.
Disrespect. Kyle doing what he does best, showing bad sportsmanship. And there's Jimmy with a power shot saying, don't leave me open. What are you doing, Jumanji? Jimmy Quader getting a huge goal there. And Jumanji going slowly. I think they won this one. But ladies and gentlemen, Jumanji has given up a couple comebacks. I said the Pirates, they gave up a big lead to the Pirates in week 1 after being up 4-0. So they really need to start playing a little faster and get this game over with. And a turnover right there, and Jimmy Quader's got no goalie. Tyler sees it, gets it back to Jimmy, and Jimmy's going to take a shot, and it's in!
Jimmy is taking over the game right now. They needed him to perform. They really needed Jimmy to perform. And 3 goals all of a sudden doesn't look like it's that hard to overcome.
No, a 7-2 game is now a 7-4 game after 2 turnovers, and Jimmy taking advantage of both of them. This is looking closer than we thought it would be.
Jimmy is going to be the guy that turns this game around. He's got the best shot, and he's the most physical. They need Jimmy to perform like he is right now.
And Jordan Armstrong puts it in. It looked like it went by, but the ref said it went through the net. And that was a big goal. Jordan Armstrong getting the goal there and making it a 4-point game. Jimmy Quader bringing the ball up. He's been on fire. Got to get him to shoot. Tyler with a nice shot. Tim with a nice save.
Nice save right there by Tim. A goal right here, and it's game over.
Tim McCarthy walks the ball up with a little confidence. Hasn't really scored this tournament, but man, he's starting to make some good saves. Jimmy getting rough with Tyler, forces the turnover. Tyler's got wide open net, gives it to the powerhouse. Jimmy throws it right at Tim. Thinking about how much Tim weighs, he thought he was going in the net.
Nice play by Jimmy right there. He put pressure on Kyle. He goes to wrap him, and Kyle has a dumb turnover. Good play by Jimmy. Jimmy is playing a really good game right now.
Speaking about dumb plays, that was not the best shot. When you're down 4, you have a chance to really get back into the game, and you take a 2-pointer. Interesting choice by Jack. I know Tyler's not happy about that.
And it looks like in a desperate attempt to win this game, they put Jack back in net.
Easy save for Jack. Beautiful save. Nice hand. Those aren't easy. Tyler with the juke. Hello!
He had the dazzle, but he just couldn't put the ball in the net.
Almost a top 10 play, but let's send it to Justin.
It seems like from watching you had a lot of offensive firepower. Basically everyone on the team has a pretty good shot. Tell me how that plays out in the game and what that does for you guys.
Well, first of all, it's all about just having a well-rounded team. We have a little bit of offense. We all have pretty good arms. We have 2 best goalies arguably in the game, Todd Dorit and Little Swy. And it pretty much plays out where we are just fucking around.
Lovely. And now, if you had a special message to anyone in the league or anyone in the tournament and you wanted to relay that, what would you say right now?
I'm coming for you. Watch your backs, everybody.
Thank you very much, Evan. Back to you guys in the studio, Tucker and Frederick.
Well, they call him Todd's Frankenstein for a reason because he is one interesting young man.
Very, very good shooter, and he's liking the offense he's in right now, and I can't blame him. They're looking really good.
Heck, they punched their way to the Final Four. Evan Danowski making a big game, big tournament this year, and Tim throws it a little high for Jordan. That's another turnover for Jumanji. I'm telling you, Dale Hughley's got to start taking advantage of these plays because they have a chance to really climb back into this one.
Yeah, Jordan needs to take over the point duties if they're going to win games against better teams. Kevin's just not making great decisions.
Interesting call, though, from Jordan keeping Tim in the net after the first 2 weeks when he was just looking terrible. And then week 3, kind of building confidence, and maybe it was a good call to leave him in net because Tim's starting to flourish as a goalie a little bit.
Well, I'm not sure they have any other real options. Jordan's not known as a good goalie, and Kyle has never really performed in net. So I think they're just making do with what they can. But he's getting his confidence up, and he's looking pretty good all of a sudden.
And Jimmy with another snipe. And just like that, it's a 3-point game. Tim McCarthy cannot stop Jimmy unless Jimmy throws it right at the kid's heart. Jimmy Quader just needs to put it in a place where Tim doesn't have to stand there and save it. He's going to score every time.
Man, Jimmy is fun to watch. He's worth the price of admission. He's a very good player. I don't know how this team's not better with both Jimmy and Tyler on it.
Maybe they're just not blending well, but Jordan Armstrong with this play by Tyler, and Tyler forces the turnover. The same play. Get Tim. Throwing it backwards for some reason. That's a turnover, but Tyler gets the defensive play there.
Oh,
Picks up that loose ball. Looking to get it back to Jimmy. Jimmy's wide open. No, Kyle on him. Gives it back to Jack Lark. He's going to set up the point position. Takes a very bad shot, and Tim McCarthy scoops it up. Throws the ball to Jordan. They got a fast break going. He pumps it to Kyle. Gives it to Kyle. Wide open in the corner. Kyle shoots. Puts it in.
Easy money. Easy money for Kyle. He's going to make that shot every time. Is that a line call?
Oh, they called it line. Kyle stepped over the line, but Jack Lark called timeout. While we got a timeout, let's take a look at who's leading in saves.
Well, we saw good performances from Todd Dorit already this tournament. He is playing good goalie, and so is Billy. And Owen Dalek, 17 saves, a newcomer. He's flourishing as one of the better goalies in the game right now.
And keep in mind, he got 2 saves last game, which puts him at 19, only 1 short of the 20-save season, something a goalie always wants. But can you believe 3 20-save seasons with 1 game left to go for each player? That is incredible. Incredible talent we saw this 2013 Whamo World Cup. And Tyler with a nice rebound. That's not legal, but that was beautiful.
That seemed like he was in the air to me, quite frankly.
He was in the air, but the pass came from within the box.
Oh, yeah. It's not legal, but that was nice. Jimmy's just trying everything in his power to win this game, and I'm really liking him as a player. His team might not make the finals, might not make the playoffs, but he's proved himself in my eyes as a great player.
Jordan with a nice pass, and Kyle with a nicer shot, putting it right above Jack Lark, and Jack Lark says, did that go in? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, this is looking like a really just demoralized team. They look beat up. They're out of it. They're not in this game, and it's sad to see a team like this.
Tyler Armstrong, I was hoping to see a little more flash. We got to see that nice juke, and there's a sleeping bear from Jimmy.
Bear. Jimmy is doing it all. Sleeping bears, physical defense, ripping shots. Jimmy is a well-rounded player.
Beautifully rounded player. One of the best, I think, in the game. The way he's been playing today, I think he's showing to a national audience, hey, don't forget about me. Our team may be 0-4. Well, they're fighting not to be 0-4. We may be 0-4, but don't forget about me. I'm playing good. Jordan Armstrong in the box. Gets Jack Lark to bite on him. Tim McCarthy gets it to Kyle, who's been hot, but Kyle can't handle the pass, and that's going to be another turnover from Jumanji. Jimmy Quad gets it to Jack. He's got Tyler wide open in the corner, and Jordan's going to play Todd. Jordan falling to his feet, and Tyler putting it top. Jeez, he took Jordan with him to the ground.
It's 9-7 right now.
Tyler Armstrong, you filthy animal. Beautiful play. That's a top 10 for sure. But Kyle buries it. Kyle Archibald is a shooting machine, and look at him.
Oh, more disrespect. A double deuce, and he's telling him all what is this, some type of sexual? Jesus Christ, this is ugly.
Team Jumanji, who knows what happens in the jungle. And let's take a look at the stats. Kyle Archibald, 5 turnovers. Yeah, that's not something you want to see, but 7 goals. The kid was lights out.
7 goals from Kyle Archibald. He was shooting the ball very well. And on the other side of the score sheet, there's really not much to say. Jimmy Quader did have 5 goals. Looked to me like he had more than 1 defensive play. I'm going to say that the stat keeper was not looking at the right game.
No, probably not, because Jimmy Quader was all over the place today, playing a great game, and it's sad to see him go home packing because he has really came into his own this Whamo World Cup. He has just really flourished.
Yeah, well, there's always next year. There's always going to be other tournaments, and Jimmy Quader has turned himself into a hot commodity. And what about Tyler Armstrong? He looked like he was poised to become a star after the 2010 World Cup. What's going on with him this year?
I don't know what to put my finger on exactly, but something's saying it was his first time being captain. He's not a leader yet, and maybe next year he can come back in the Turkey Cup. He can come back in the He Has Risen Tribute Tournament in the upcoming years and maybe try to develop as a leader because when the 2016 Whamo World Cup comes around, he's still going to have to be a captain. He's one of the best players in the game, and he just didn't really show he was the best player in the game this tournament.
Well, Jumanji is off to the playoffs. It'll be very interesting to see what they can do when they play the good teams. They haven't been able to beat them when they played them in the regular season, but they've really came together towards the end of the season. Maybe they are good enough now to overcome a team like the Pirates.
Oh, really, really, yes. And a team like the Jumanji, you're not going to win a game if you don't make saves. And Tim McCarthy, ladies and gentlemen, has become a guy who can make a hard save. And that's what they got to do to win. They're playing the Jimmy Buffett Sleeping Bears, and winner of that goes to the Final Four. If you're going to beat a guy like Mason and New Kevin, who shot lights out last game, you got to be able to stick your hand out there, get a little dirty, and make some saves.
Yeah, he's really got to make some saves, and he could take a tip from our buddy Kevin James and keep the zoo. Hey, you see where I'm going there?
I guess.
I'm not going anywhere, but he needs to play good goalie. That's the bottom line.
That's the bottom line, ladies and gentlemen. They got a tough contest next week, but congratulations from Team Jumanji, forcing a wild card game and an opportunity to go to the World Cup Final Four, one of the biggest prestigious honors you can get in the Whamo World Cup. Making it to that Final Four, it's very exciting. It's a whole new day, whole new atmosphere, and the stars are out. The stars will be watching the games.
And how fitting that on a day that we're celebrating the Zookeeper, Team Jumanji clinches a spot in the playoffs.
Clinches a spot in the playoffs. So, let's give the ladies and gentlemen back home one more Kevin James click before we say goodbye.
Great to be back here in New York, man. Miss it. My hometown. Love it here. Love it. Tell you what the best thing about it is the pizza. Got to be the best in the world here in New York. Yeah. Yeah. I had it tonight. You know what sucked, though? I had to share it with other people. Way too much pressure when you're all eating from the same pie, especially when the slices start getting lower and lower. You got to look around the room, do that pizza math. All right, he already had 2 slices right there. He should be out at this point right now. What the hell is she doing? What is this? Finish the cross. That doesn't count. I hate when it comes down to 2 slices. 1 slice is like huge. Then there's like little mutant sliver slice next to it. Never really made it. The guy went a little too quick with the wheel. Hey, there's your pizza. All right. I never get the big slice either. Someone's always like, hey, I'll take the big one. Okay, I'll get it for you. I make it up in cheese, though. Oh, the cheese fell off. I don't know what happened. Sorry about that. I was separating it from the other pieces, and she slid off. I don't know how. Sorry. I don't know. Here, enjoy your skin flap. That's for you. That piece that looks like my ass if it caught fire and someone put it out with an old T-shirt is yours.
Wow. It never gets old.
How does he do it?
Nobody knows. Nobody knows. If I knew how he did it, I'd be doing it too, and I'd be a millionaire.
Well, it's only one Kevin James, and thank goodness for that because it makes it feel a little more special.
It really does. And let's not forget, tune in tomorrow where we're celebrating Micro-Penis Awareness Week, a condition really dear to my heart personally, and we're going to celebrate it, and we're going to teach you a little bit about it at tomorrow's game.
At tomorrow's game, where we have the last game of the Whamo World Cup regular season. The last game, a game that doesn't have a lot at stake because the rookie Suplex already clinched the number 2 seed, but they play the Dads, who are fighting for 1 win. They do not want to go 0-4. 1 win, and it's a team that is starting to play a little more physical. You see the Dads kind of getting that Carducci griminess that we saw in 2012. It's starting to come back into him against a team full of rookies who are kind of easy ducks to take advantage of in the physicality range.
Yeah, they got to be physical, and while none of these teams might be the best, I really want to see Nick come out and perform. I really do. I love him as a player. He's one of my favorites. We're personal friends off the field, and he's expressed his frustration with his team.
Oh, yes. We saw that last week when you ripped Kyle Archibald's shirt and pushed him to the ground. That was classic Carducci.
Hilarious. That was Kevin James would do something like that, probably.
Oh, yeah, he was probably influenced by Kevin James.
I know he told me after the game that He was channeling his inner Kevin James at that moment.
And Nick Carducci might have to do it tomorrow night when he has a very tough opponent, the undefeated Rookie Suplex, playing for that one win just so you can go home and saying, we didn't get swept. Ladies and gentlemen, we are getting signals to wrap it up a bit. Tomorrow night, we are back here at the Whamo Field, but until tomorrow, I'm your little buddy, Kevin Fudds.
I'm Hidalgo.
And we will see you on the Whamo Field.